Today I'm behind the wheel of a brand new 2022 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. Now the Pro 4X is a top trim level to the newly redesigned Frontier for this year, and literally everything has been improved or updated or changed. From the exterior styling to the interior cabin to the technology, safety features, suspension, powertrain, everything has been improved. So how good is this brand new Frontier? Let's find out. All right, I'm behind the wheel. Let's see how good this brand new Frontier is and see how it drives. The first thing I want to talk about real quick is the new styling. The exterior looks of this Frontier, which I'm a big fan of. I think it has been modernized. It's a lot more aggressive and mean, and looks just very different from anything else out there, including the old Frontier, which was just very outdated. Those big halogen headlights have been replaced with modern LED headlights with dual stripes for daytime running lights. Really unique. You also get LED fog lights, and the new grille is big and bolder, and I like the new emblem with the orange accent. It just pops, and you see that throughout the car, even inside. You see in the back on the wheels. The front end is definitely a big improvement. Now if you move to the side or the back, it's more of the same. The one thing that didn't change with this Frontier is the frame. So the overall frame is still the same. That's why if you look at the side view, it still looks the same. And with this Frontier, you can configure with a 5-foot bed, which is what you see here, or a 6-foot bed. So if you want a little more bed space, you can opt for it. Now this Pro 4X looks a little bit more aggressive due to the all-terrain tires. They're a bit more aggressive and bigger, and the wheel design, the 17-inch alloy wheels, does look more aggressive as well. You see the Pro 4X badging in the back, and overall this Pro 4X looks like a mid-sized truck, and it's fairly high off the ground. Now in the back, the tailgate is dampened, which is nice, and inside the bed completely sprayed. So you do have a spray and liner, and you have a track system all around so you can tie down your things and not worry about it flying around. Now as for the drive right now, this Frontier is vastly better than the previous generation. It's a lot quieter. In fact, right now it's very quiet. The suspension is softer, although this is utilizing the same frame, so I still do get some rattles and shakes inside this cabin, but it does seem to be toned down from the last generation. Also, the brakes right now, as I come to a stop, does feel really nice. A good linear feel, the pedal doesn't feel mushy, and it does feel pretty good. Modernized like a modern truck. Now something else that's greatly improved is the drivetrain. This brand new 9-speed automatic. It's working beautifully right now around town, and it's made it to a brand new V6 that is now producing a class-leading 310 horsepower and around 281 pound-feet of torque. This is a huge improvement over the last generation, although this engine was put into a 2021 Frontier as a test, and I did test out a 2021 Frontier, and I thought it was a fantastic combo. So it's no different in this 2022. In a little bit, if I have opportunity, I'll test out, full throttle, 0 to 60, and see how it is. But on paper, I've read it's around 7.3, 7.4, 0 to 60, which is respectable for a mid-sized truck like this, and obviously a big improvement over the last generation. You're really high off the ground. This Frontier, the seats inside the cabin are fairly high, the truck is high off the ground, and you do get a good view, a good commanding view, and I do like that. I do like that a lot. So front visibility is fantastic, big windshield, I can see well past the hood. Side visibility also fantastic. The windows are very big and they kind of slope down. And you know what? Rear visibility and back, the window out back, all pretty good. And because this is a Pro 4X, you do get Nissan Safety Shield 360, which includes blind spot monitoring. So that's nice. Also everything else, a rear cross traffic alert, front warning and emergency braking. So pretty much everything you do get, and you get lane assist too. This Frontier will also tell you if you're swerving on a lane, although it doesn't assist, it doesn't bring you back in. It does warn you. And there's other features like driver attention and speed sign recognition and parking aids. So this Frontier is definitely the safest Frontier ever produced. Now, something else I'm loving up front are these seats. These seats, not only do they look fantastic, they have been redesigned but also they feel fantastic. It's really well cushioned. Nissan are known for producing good seats because there's zero gravity seats, basically designed by NASA engineers, and they're just very comfortable. I mean, I didn't even have to adjust it. It just feels right on my back. The bottom cushion is nice and wide, and I do feel like they're just very, very comfortable. Now, in the back, it's a different story. The bottom cushion seems to soak in a little bit too much. The seats are a little bit low to the ground. Adults in the back is not gonna get a fantastic ride. And also, space is still limited in the back. I'm 5 feet 10, and you can see I have barely about an inch of legroom and about an inch to 2 headroom. So if you're above 6 feet tall, you're not gonna fit back there. And because of the seating position, it's just not comfortable. And also, what's strange is there's no vents in the rear. You get 2 USB ports and a 12V outlet, which is great, but there's no vents, so kids, adults, they're gonna be sweating back there or freezing back there. As for steering, I'm a big fan of this new steering wheel. Definitely improvement over the big truckish one that the Frontier had before. This looks modern and it feels good, nice cushion, right? As for the steering feel itself, I think it's okay. When you're going and you're up to speed, the weight of it feels pretty good, but at low speeds, it does feel very heavy. So if you're making, if you're making sharp turns, you're getting into a parking lot, or you're making a lot of small curves and bends, right? It does feel heavy. But once you get up to speed, it's okay. So kind of a weird mix there. But overall, I think it's an improvement over the last one. I think this is enjoyable for most. Now, sitting here reflecting upon this cabin, it's light years better than the last generation, and that's because this is the cabin from 2021 and not 2004. Pretty much from 2004 all the way to 2021, the cabin was exactly the same, and this has been modernized completely with the new infotainment system, with the new 9-inch touchscreen. Now, on the lower trims, you have an 8-inch, but still both are vastly improved. The new gauge cluster with a new info screen, and everything else that you get in here, like your wireless charger, your heated steering wheel, heated seats, right? Unfortunately, no ventilated seats, even in this Pro 4X. And something else that's missing is the auto windows, only for the driver, but not for the passenger or the rear, unfortunately. But this is still a big improvement. Now, this infotainment system, right, is touchscreen. It is a little bit laggy at times though, so that's the thing. It does look bright, and the font and the GUI looks really nice, but there is slight lag. And when you go into your camera mode and you get a 360 view and a view of what's behind you, it's a little grainy. So Nissan did cheapen on the cameras around this Frontier, because I know the screen can handle the resolution. It just seems like the cameras are not up to par. So even though it's a little grainy, it's still improvement over last generation, because you couldn't get a 360 view and you couldn't get a big touchscreen like this. So overall, it's a big improvement. So as for pricing, the base 2022 Nissan Frontier with 2-wheel drive starts around $28,000. And for a fully loaded Pro 4X like this one, with 4x4, it's around $37,000. So there's a gap between $9,000 to $10,000. So it really depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for a work truck, obviously you wouldn't be opting for a Pro 4X like this. But if you wanted to go off-road, then you should look at a Pro 4X like this, which also includes electronic locking rear differential, which is definitely needed when you're going off-road. Overall, here are my final thoughts. This new 2022 Frontier is greatly improved over the last generation, with the new powertrain that's a lot more powerful and also fuel efficient, also with this new styling, which is fantastic. This new cabin, definitely a lot more comfortable, quiet, a lot more technology. So this Frontier has been greatly improved over the last generation, and also this drive is just better. However, is this the best midsize truck out there? My answer is no. If you really wanted to go off-road, you wanted a midsize truck to tackle the wilderness, well, then a Jeep Gladiator or Toyota Tacoma would be kings of that category. If you're looking for a truck that is just fantastic as a daily driver, that drives really well and really quiet and can pretty much tackle all your Home Depot runs and still be fuel efficient, well, that would be something like the Honda Ridgeline. It doesn't look the greatest, it can't really go off-road like those other guys, but it is fantastic as a daily driver. And I should know because I owned one for almost 4 years. So where does that put the Frontier? Somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. The Frontier isn't the greatest off-road, but it can go off-road, and isn't greatest as a daily driver, yet it is still comfortable and well suited for that as well. Now, because this is somewhere in the middle, Nissan priced this Frontier appropriately, which is why it is priced thousands less than the competition. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for my future videos.